Hi everyone, my name is Nick Pileggi and welcome to my summer houseplant tour. This is my fourth houseplant tour I've done here on YouTube, but the first that we're going to be doing in multiple parts. If you watched my last houseplant tour, I had about 100 houseplants and it took me about 30 minutes to get through the whole houseplant tour. I have over 150 now, so we're going to do a little part 1, kitchen, living room, and then part 2, bedroom and bathroom. Like I just mentioned, I have over 150 houseplants and we're going to go through every single one. I'm going to tell you the name of them, and since there's so many, I'm not going to be able to do a whole list of the names, so if you have a question about any plant, just comment the time it appears and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to once again start this houseplant tour in my kitchen, where we are above my fridge, where I have my ZZ plant, or Zamia colchis zamiifolia, my neon pothos, or Peperomioides, and my Chinese evergreen silver bay, or Aglaonema commutatum. And over on my counter, I have this. This used to be classified as a philodendron bipinnatophytum, but now it's called a thematophyllum bipinnatophytum. I think it is also called, or it used to be called, a philodendron cellulum. And this is just a calathea leaf, Calathea macoiana, that's just hanging out in a jar. On our shelves, we have, this is a marble queen pothos, a Peperomioides that I just rooted some cuttings, and then a little Crassula ovata, or jade plant, hiding right there. And then this is a Pilea glauca, silver stem Pilea. This is actually one of the plants I sell on my shop, wink wink. This is a Peperomia caparata emerald ripple. And up here, this is my roommate's golden pothos and my Maranta leuconura erythronera, which is a red vein prayer plant, and it's not an easy plant to care for. In our window, this is a south-facing window right here, is a marble queen pothos, and I had to cut a lot of it back because of some bugs it had, but you can see it's starting to grow back pretty well with a bunch of new shoots. And this is pretty cool. This is a Kokodama ball, a moss ball of String of Hearts, Serrapegia woodii, one of my favorite plants. You'll see more of that later on. And super easy to make. I'll definitely do a tutorial on how I made this in the future. Down here, this is a south-facing window that's absolutely overrun by coleus. Me and my roommate's friend Caitlin earlier this year gave us a seed packet of mixed coleus seeds that she had left over, and we put it in one little 4-inch pot and they just completely exploded. They're now in 4 6-inch pots, and there's 3 of them in this window. They're just taking over. Really cool plants though. Most people grow these outside, but since we have a lot of light in this south-facing window, they grow really, really well. This is my favorite one right here. Down here, this is also where I keep all my succulents. This is a string of pearls that's obviously not doing too hot, but it's a pretty hard plant to take care of. And then some Kalanchoe tomentosa cuttings, or panda plant. Here's a cactus. This cactus was a mystery for me for a while. Somebody told me it's a red-headed Irish woman. Not sure if that's positive, but I'm gonna go with it. And then back here, so I gotta pull back the coleus leaves. There's so much. This is a fairy castle cactus. Oh, sorry about that. Fairy castle cactus. And I am not getting around this coleus leaf, I'm so sorry. A fairy castle cactus for the 3rd time, and a Haworthia, zebra Haworthia. If you watch my past houseplant tours, I totally thought these were dead at one point, and I'm glad I held on to them because they look very alive now. Up here, this is a aloe vera that came from my mother aloe that's putting up babies now, and then the mother of the little cuttings of the panda plant, Kalanchoe tomentosa, and I also have a little one hiding down here. And then over, moving to the living room. This is a Hoya mount I just recently made in one of my videos. It is a Hoya Weyettii. And then up here, this is some kind of epiphyllum. I asked a Philadelphia epiphyllum collector. She said it's a German empress, but she also said she wasn't positive, so if you have any insight, please let me know. And then in this window, still a south-facing window, here's another thematophyllum bipinnatophytum. This is a larger one that I had grown from a cutting. And then a Monstera deliciosa that I also grown from a cutting. This one doesn't really have any splits yet, just one from when I had propagated it originally. And then down here, these are just some neon or lemon lime philodendron cuttings. And then a philodendron imperial red. This one is awesome. It grows so fast and just gets so big so quickly. It was teeny tiny when I got it. This was the biggest leaf when I originally bought it last year, and then it just started growing this year, and the leaves are getting really, really big. Then right down here I have the mother aloe vera. I got this one from my friend Sarah a few years ago. It was one of my first houseplants, and it's just growing like crazy. I've propagated so many babies, and I have so many more babies to propagate. And then this is a Peperomia. It used to be called Peperomia pudiolata, but now it's Peperomia tetragona. Grows really, really fast in high light, and it's putting off a bunch of new shoots for me, as you can see. Really, really awesome plant. I love the succulent leaves. They just feel like cardboard. It's so cool. This is a lipstick plant I just recently got from Josh's Frogs in one of my unboxings. Then this is some philodendron cuttings. So this is like where the lemon lime philodendrons there came from. A while back I had a philodendron Brazil that started to revert to both the heartleaf green and then the lemon lime philodendron. So I decided to take some cuttings and just put it in its own pot, and I think it's actually kind of cute, like, you know, by itself without the Brazil, although I love the Brazil. And then this is a Peperomia obtusifolia that used to be variegated and is now solid green. And then a Senecio macroglossus variegatus, really awesome plant. It's called wax ivy. It looks a lot like ivy, but it's actually a succulent. And I think it grows a lot better than regular ivy because ivy needs a lot of light, and it also is a breeding ground for spider mites indoors, so I just don't really care for it. Then above our microwave, because we keep plants on top of our microwave, this is a Pilea Peperomioides. There's 2 in here, growing really well. I love this plant, everybody does. And Monstera adansonii, this is the one I had done on the moss pole a few months ago, and it's absolutely growing like crazy. As you can see, it's growing off the top. Gonna need to do something about that eventually, but definitely the leaves get bigger as it grows up, which I think is really cool. And I had originally only staked 2 vines to here. I definitely have clipped a few more since, but like right after I had done the totem, just a bunch of vines had just naturally worked their way over and started to climb up. There's definitely a few that I never even attached that have just worked their way over naturally. This is a Dracaena compacta, I believe. I had root rot a while ago, so I have it in this little hydroponic jar, and it's growing really well. And Aglaonema wishes, I got this one from Josh's Frogs recently as well. And then this is the fiddle leaf fig that I had propagated in my fiddle leaf fig propagation video. It's put off 1 new leaf, and it's got a new one coming in as well. That's just starting to grow now. Little peace lily back here. I love peace lilies, but peace lilies don't love me, so I just kind of let them do their own thing. And then hiding back here is a Phalaenopsis orchid that should probably be in a little bit higher light, but you know it's growing fine, so I'm just letting it do its thing. Alrighty, on our dining room table, it's just some Maranta Leucanura cruchoviana, or green prayer plant cuttings that I need to add some more water to, like yesterday. And then another Monstera deliciosa cutting. This is a really tiny one. And some kind of Sansevieria. Really love this one. It's got this bright yellow. It looks kind of pale green in the camera, but it's like yellow gold in person, and I absolutely love it. Over in this window, this is a west-facing window. This is kind of like my experimentation window if you can't see everything like hiding underneath. This is a Phalaenopsis orchid once again. It just finished flowering. Then this is an Oncidium orchid that has a flower spike coming in. Very excited. I don't even know what color these flowers are. I took this orchid from the bar I used to work at, and I never even saw the flowers, so I'm happy. I've had it for over a year, and it's finally doing something. Tradescanthia Spathacea variegata, tricolor. I'm not really sure the exact name, but really awesome plant. One of my favorite ones. I definitely talk about it a lot here on my YouTube channel. Peperomia verschaffeltii looks a lot like a watermelon peperomia, but it's a little bit different. I think it's actually kind of cooler. And then Peperomia clusifolia, red margin, also an interesting one. It looks a lot like obtusifolia, but it's not. Some cactus seeds I'm growing that came from our same friend who gave us the coleus seeds. And then I have a cactus growing back there, just trying to root it. Little propagation box, nothing's really going on in there. And Peperomia caparata I'm growing from a leaf cutting, Phalaenopsis orchid, more epiphyllum cuttings, and then another cactus cutting that I am rooting currently. On this table right here is just our Monstera deliciosa. It's got a new leaf coming in that's got a bunch of splits, so I'm excited. This one is a slow grower for me. I'm pretty sure it's like the small variety, the Borsignia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right or even remotely correct, but I'm pretty sure it's the small version. And then we're gonna go over to the coffee table where I have, oh, here's Miss Muffin. Hi. Oh, she's so cute. All right, I gotta step over you, baby. Oh, I'm gonna scare her. Okay, so this is the terrarium I recently got from Houseplant, or Homeleaf. It's like a terrarium company that I work with on social media, and they sent me this, and it's absolutely awesome. I had so much fun putting it together. Pilea glauca, Peperomia caparata rosso, Peperomia caparata burgundy. There's a little zebra plant cutting in there that I'm not sure is gonna take. And then Peperomia orba, pixie lime. Peperomia orba is like the best plant to grow in terrariums, so I definitely recommend that if you have it, or find it if you're trying to do a terrarium project. Over here in this windowsill, I call this my ficus windowsill because I have a few ficus, as you can see. African violet, another Sansevieria, some kind, the yellow edge one. Then here's my Ficus lyrata fiddle leaf fig that I had cut and is now branching, as you can see. So it's got 2 little branches coming off, little tiny leaves, but you know, they'll grow bigger as time goes on. There's a little wandering Jew back there that I do not pay any attention to, if you can't tell by all the brown leaves. Little philodendron Brazil cutting right here. Pilea Peperomioides. This is my baby one. I'm actually going to pull this out and show you if I can get down there. This Brazil's getting in my way. Little update from my baby video. I did a propagation video a while back. The baby's growing really, really well. I think it's getting a little lime green. I should probably lower the light a little bit, but it's doing really well. Besides that, it's so much bigger compared to what it used to look like if you did see my propagation video. All right, and then this is a Ficus elastica red ruby, I want to say. Really awesome one. And then Ficus elastica taniki or variegata. And then here's the last of the coleus. It's absolutely huge, just taking over our window, just blocking sun from my other plants, but I'm sure these ficus don't really mind. Then down here is just another Peperomia tetragona cutting, and then a Haworthia pentagona hiding down here. I have my bird of paradise right here. It is, you know, it's a kind of a wonky bird of paradise. It gets very curled leaves, but it still grows for me. And then I have a little ZZ plant down here. This one was an empty pot if you watch my past houseplant tours, so it's got some plant now, and we keep tinfoil in this pot because our cats will pee in it if we don't. This is a little terrarium I made out of a vase that my roommate was about to throw out. It's got some Peperomia orba, Peperomia tetragona, and then Peperomia prostrata all swirling around the sides, and it's starting to climb up to it, which I think is really, really cool. I love that. There's also a little Peperomia burschfeltii cutting I tried to grow, but as you can see, that little brown bit, it did not take. Then more Maranta leucanura cruchoviana. Best prayer plant award goes to this one. It grows so quickly and so fast, and it's just not fussy compared to the red one, which is just very, very fussy. And then speaking of fussy plants, this is a Calathea warsawischii. Not easy to take care of. Somebody recommended I do a top 5 most difficult plants because I did a top 5 beginner houseplant list recently. And spoiler, but this will definitely be on the list. But I love it because it's got these like purple backs and it feels like velvet. But I'm just gonna hang on to it. Sometimes my Calatheas die back to the soil and then put off new resilient shoots, so I'm just gonna hang on to it for a while. Then up here, this is philodendron micans or velvet leaf philodendron. I absolutely love this one. It's growing like crazy. We have it all over the place. But this one's awesome because the leaves are very iridescent. I don't know if it's gonna catch it in this lighting currently, but it's a really, really awesome plant. Over on our bookcase, well, next to our bookcase is Sansevieria trifasciata. I've had this one for a really long time, and I got it at a greenhouse sale for like $2, so it's just my little baby. Little ZZ plant cutting that I'm growing, kind of neglecting. These are all Sansevieria. Most of these are Sansevieria trifasciata, except for this one in the back, that's Sansevieria cylindrica. But this is a cool one too. This is the moonshine Sansevieria that's got like grayish leaves. Love that one, but this one's probably my favorite of them all. Then next to my little people print of me, I have these little ZZ plants that I grew from leaf cuttings that are probably about 4 years old at this point. This is a dried up Rose of Jericho or resurrection plant that I definitely did a video on the past that you watched it like unfold and turn green. It's really cool. Some dead air plants that I just keep because why not? An aloe vera that definitely should be much, much closer to the windowsill, but I just kind of have it here for right now. This is like my embarrassment corner. I have like 2 nice looking plants. I have my Jade Pothos and a Sansevieria trifasciata, but hiding between them is this dead Monstera deliciosa and a basically dead peace lily because peace lilies just, and we just can't. Over on the bar cart, which has turned into a garden cart. By the way, not related, this is totally messy, but if you don't have a bar mat, I used to do this for like cocktails. I used to work at a bar and it was all about making drinks and stuff like that, but I use it for just like watering plants. It's just like so convenient to just like set a plant on here, water it, and just like leave it there while it dries out. So awesome, highly recommend it, and it was only like $7. It's a Pilea glauca, by the way. Calathea orbifolia, not the easiest plant. I heard a lot of people say it's the plant that keep furthest from the window, so I moved it pretty far back compared to everything else. It's only like 10 feet back though, it's not that far. And little neon pothos cutting, growing pretty well. Peperomia caparata burgundy, really love this one, it's pretty full. It's like black in person, it looks kind of green on camera usually, but it's like gothic black, it's really cool. This is a Scindapsus pictus that I got from Bloomscape when we did the giveaway together. I think this one's really cool because it's like got like multiple varieties. I think this looks like the Silvery Ann. This looks like just the normal Scindapsus pictus. And then there's like this one down here that's just like plain green. It's like velvety frog skin. I absolutely love it, but I've like never seen this before. I don't know if it's just like reverting from not enough light. I don't really know the deal, but I love it. My Aglaonema commutatum Maria, or Chinese evergreen Maria, and it's flowering at the moment, which I think is really, really cool. Never seen that before in person, but I love it. Reminds me of a peace lily flower, which makes me happy because I love peace lilies, but they don't love me. And then this is a Tradescanthia zebrina, or Wandering Jew. This one's the green and silver variety. I think it's purple on the back. Yes, it is. So cool. Another Pilea glauca. This is one I just had hanging out in a hanging basket. That should probably get closer to a window before the leaves get too much smaller. Heartleaf philodendron, Philodendron cordatum, scandens, ederaceum. Not really sure the exact species name, but nonetheless an easy plant that trails quite wonderfully. And then my Monstera siltepecana I recently got from Josh's Frogs as well. Might need to get a little closer to a window. The leaves are kind of small that are coming in, but I think it might also just be acclimating because I just got it like a week ago. A smorgasbord of cuttings, Cerepegia woodii, Senecio macroglossus, Peperomia hope. There might be more, but I'm not sure. This is a Dracaena circulosa, or gold dust Dracaena. Such an awesome plant. I feel like it looks kind of underwhelming, but this is such an awesome plant. Grows incredibly well in low light and doesn't need a lot of water, so perfect for those low light corners in your home. Scindapsus pictus exotica, the large leaf Scindapsus with more variegation. Should probably get closer to a window, but I just potted it up yesterday, so I kind of just have it hanging out here. Right here I have a golden pothos. If you watched my beginner houseplant list, or my top 5 beginner houseplant list I recently did, I said this is my #1 recommendation for a beginner houseplant, and I totally stand by that. It is one of the easiest houseplants out there, and I keep it pretty far away from the window, just like my Calathea orbifolia, and it grows really, really well. And it's even starting to put off some variegation for me. Up here is just a ZZ plant cutting I have in water, and then this is a Dracaena marginata, or red edge Dracaena, or dragon tree. Some Peperomia caparata cuttings, the burgundy ones that are putting off babies now. Then this is a ponytail palm. My roommate got this one like 5 months ago and wanted to put it up here, and I was thinking it's kind of far from the window and it's in front of a vent, but this plant has been so resilient and super, super happy in this window. I think this is another one I put on my, or is another one I put on my top 5 beginner houseplant list because it's so easy. And then I have a few more back here, just hanging up. I have this golden pothos right here, hanging out in a little macrame hanger. And then also this is a Peperomia hope. Reminds me of the silver dollar plant that's been all over Instagram lately. And then last but not least is this Hoya Weyettii, trailing all over the place. Thank you all so much for watching part 1 of my summer houseplant tour. Look out for part 2 in a few days, where I'll show my bedroom and bathroom. And if you like these videos, be sure to subscribe and also follow my Instagram at phillyfoliage, and check out my Etsy shop in the link in the description. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!